T-shirts available on our website. You can check the link in the description or go to britishstand.com.
Well, welcome back to British Stand, and some breaking news for you as former Labour MP Mike Amesbury will walk free after winning an appeal against his 10-week jail sentence following him punching a man in the street. You can't make this up, can you, in this two-tier Britain? You really can't, can you? Especially with this sort of by-election inevitable thing that's going to be happening around the corner. This just stinks, and quite frankly, I'm absolutely disgusted. Of course, a couple of days ago, we did report to you that Mike Amesbury was going to be getting a 10-week sort of jail sentence and would have to serve 40% after sucker punching one of his constituents in the street and forced to pay £200. Now, at the time on that live stream, we said it was quite frankly a disgrace that he was only going to be getting 10 weeks. However, there has been an appeal that has been lodged through, and they have won. He is not going to be spending any time behind bars. We're going to be going through the full story in today's live stream. I'll be taking your reaction, and I'll be reacting to this because, quite frankly, I am angry with regard to this and this two-tier justice system within the United Kingdom. Guys, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and let's get into what is this breaking news with regard to Mike Amesbury. So yes, as stated, former Labour MP Mike Amesbury will walk free after winning an appeal against his 10-week jail sentence for punching a man in the street. The sentence handed to him on Monday will now be suspended for 2 years. It means that the MP will not be jailed unless he commits any more crimes within that time. Honorary Recorder of Chester Judge Stephen Everett, sitting with 2 magistrates, also ordered Amesbury to carry out 200 hours of unpaid work, undertake a 12-month alcohol monitoring requirement, go on an anger management course, and carry out 20 days of rehabilitation work. Amesbury pleaded guilty to beating by assault in January after punching Paul Fellows in Main Street, Frodsham, Cheshire, in the early hours of the 26th of October after his constituent asked him about a bridge closure. He had been set to serve 40% of his sentence, 4 weeks in prison, followed by a year on licence. However, his lawyer launched an appeal shortly after he was sentenced, and after the appeal was heard at Chester Crown Court on Thursday, and the judge said his jail time should be suspended. Amesbury arrived at court in a prison van and was led into the building in handcuffs by an officer. The Labour Party, which suspended Amesbury shortly after the incident, said he would not be allowed back into the party after his original sentencing. He does, though, remain an independent MP and will continue to receive his £91,000 salary under parliamentary rules, which states an MP only has their salary removed when they are no longer an MP. Amesbury has been urged to resign but has not done so, and recall petition cannot be issued until he has exhausted any appeals. He has not yet indicated if he will appeal his last sentence. So there you go. Mike Amesbury, guys, is not going to be getting any jail time for sucker punching one of his constituents in the street. Quite frankly, a disgrace. Now, I did state last time when he was talking about his sentencing on Monday, that was quite frankly a disgrace that he was just getting 10 weeks in prison because, well, 10 weeks and having to serve 40% of it, which would have seen him do 4 weeks, which was quite frankly a disgrace in itself. We talk about the summer as a sort of measure as to how these jail and prison sentences should be. There's British patriots, there's people that wrote hurty words on Facebook, granddads, grandmas, wrote things on Facebook and Instagram that are serving 2 to 3 years behind bars at this moment in time for writing hurty words. Now, of course, Mike Amesbury, assault, punching someone in the face and being aggressive, and a man that's in the Labour Party and high up and is supposed to be setting an example, is getting hee-haw now. So this is Hugh Edwards now that got a suspended sentence, a nonce, by the way. And then now we've got this Labour MP, or former Labour MP, Mike Amesbury, now not spending any time for assaulting somebody in the street, and he's spending absolutely hee-haw time behind bars. Can you make this up? Make it make sense to me. Come on, make it make sense to me. How does this work? How does this constantly work with regard to this justice system within the United Kingdom? You assaulted somebody in the street, a sucker punch. It's on CCTV. He needs to be serving time behind bars. How can that be suspended to 2 years suspended 2 years jail sentence? That's absolutely nothing. And more to the point, he's getting paid £91,000 a year for it. It's an absolute disgrace. And quite frankly, I am kind of surprised. I thought we were actually going to see this guy be made an example of. However, that doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Mike Amesbury assaulting an individual in the street is not going to be getting any jail time. But remember, guys, if you say something on Facebook, you will be going to jail for 2 to 3 years under this tyrannical regime here under the Labour Party. Well, it looks like they look after their own in the big scale of things, isn't it? But what an absolute disgrace. And quite frankly, I cannot believe that he's had his jail sentence overturned. Whilst the jail sentence in itself, in terms of the 10 weeks, was a disgrace in itself, not going to be spending any time behind bars is even more of a disgrace. And quite frankly, I'm so pissed off with this justice system within the United Kingdom because it absolutely makes zero sense. Guys, I'm going to take your reaction down there in the live chat. So do get involved. I did see a chat. A super chat, but here it is, from Ivan. Thank you, Ivan, for your donation. He has stated he donated £5, says 2 years for a Facebook post, and this thug walks 3 justices dead in the UK. Give me strength. Hear, hear. You know, exactly. That's the genuine truth. You're speaking the truth. This is where we are in this country. How is this dude now walking free? How is he walking free? It just makes zero sense whatsoever. Thank you for the donation. I'm going to take some more comments and more reaction with regard to this, but my goodness me, it's mental. Bearing in mind, you've got Greater Manchester Police obviously sniffing around people that wrote about the Labour Party WhatsApp group scandal on Facebook and getting harassed by police officers. And then you've got this absolute moron now walking free today. Disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. What sort of example does that set? And I'm watching out for Ricky Jones, by the way. His thing was delayed for a year. We're going to start to see what happens to Ricky Jones. Because, I mean, my goodness me, his uproar, of course, going through the same time as what was happening over the summer. That man should be in jail for 2 to 3 years, and I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing that. Did he have to pay any money to the victim, or does his victim have to apply for a criminal injury compensation fund? I think he was forced to pay £200. That's what was said in the initial sentencing. And in terms of the actual hearing today, it hasn't said anything about the £200 as such, but in his initial sentencing, he was forced to pay the individual that he assaulted £200, which is absolutely whore in the big scheme of things out of his £91,000 annual wage. Labour can face no charges, but they can charge you for insults. It's mental. Honestly, if you were somebody, right? If you were somebody that just came into the United Kingdom and had no idea what was going on, you told them this scenario about the summer, and then talking about the assaults, they wouldn't be able to believe it. Writing things, expressing your mind on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and then you assault somebody in the street, and you're getting absolutely nothing. You're getting nothing. He's getting nothing for this. He's getting nothing. What's happening to it? 200 hours of unpaid work. Oh, he's getting paid £91,000. So whilst he's not representing the Parliament, he'll still be getting paid for being his MP wage. So just doing 200 hours of work, an hour a day or something a year, it's not really going to do much problems, is it? Because he's already still getting paid, so he'll just have to inform Parliament and the government, or whatever he's doing, whatever his role is. Oh, that he's got to do this community service thing. Oh, sorry. Or what are they going to do? Deduct time off his wages? Not going to happen, is it? He's going to be doing unpaid work and not doing the job for himself. So it doesn't really make a difference. It'll probably be a day out doing these unpaid works. It's absolutely disgusting. And this is just the life that we're living under in two-tier Britain, under two-tier care. That's what two-tier care is all about, you know. He's not really shied away from it, but I can't believe that this guy's had his sentence suspended. It was absolutely laughable in the first place. So the fact that it's been suspended is even more of a joke. It shouldn't be suspended. He should have to still serve it. And even then, it wouldn't have been enough. But you can't make it up, really. I didn't even know about the appeal today, to be fair. But he shouldn't have even got an appeal. Mike Amesbury had better stay indoors from now on, as the British public are seething. Absolutely. Dazman says Starmer didn't want a by-election. Clearly. I mean, I don't know if this individual is going to be standing again. I mean, he has been suspended from the Labour Party, I think indefinitely, it was said. He's currently an independent MP, so I'm not too sure. But, of course, Keir is, of course, absolutely bricking it at the fact of a potential another 6th seat from Reform. So is that playing into the bigger picture as well? But again, now that he's not been sentenced to any jail time, he's been urged to resign. But will he resign? I don't think he's forced to resign anymore because his sentence is essentially gone. And I think they've got one final appeal, so you might try and appeal this 200 hours of community service or whatever it's going to be. So he might get absolutely nothing. Gino says this news is absolutely disgusting and should be condemned by the British public. Absolutely. I think everybody shares your outrage in this live chat, my man. It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. I can't believe it. Bonkers. Well, he's suspended now, so he's currently an independent MP. So I'm not too sure. I mean, Yvette Cooper came out and spoke about his in particular situation and said that he wasn't going to be coming back into the Labour Party. So take of that. But then again, whatever Labour say, you just can't really believe anyway. So he was suspended. He's an independent MP now. But again, I don't know what's going to be happening with regard to him. Regardless, we've got all of these disgraced Labour MPs. You've obviously got that other guy from the summer, a couple of months ago, that was basically trying to meet up with a 15-year-old boy. Now, I don't know what's happening with him in regard to his situation, or if he's going to, when his sentencing is in, or when his court hearing is. But you got Ricky Jones is one that got delayed a year. You've got loads of them just kind of cutting about in terms of criminals, and probably won't get any repercussions for the stuff that they've done. This guy that was cutting about trying to meet individuals, obviously not Mike Amesbury, but that other guy, I can't remember his name, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, I mean, surely he's going to be getting something. Surely he's going to be getting something, but there's been quite quiet on that thing as of late. Currently out on bail, and then Ricky Jones's one was delayed by a year. Remember, they were fast-tracking people that were involved in these sort of riots and writing hurty words on Facebook. Ricky Jones was one of the individuals that was big on it. He was the one, of course, telling people to slit their throats. And his thing got delayed by a year. It was meant to be seen on his court hearing was supposed to be in January, but then it got pushed back. And no one really cared, or really no one really noticed, because everyone's eyes were focused on Axel Rudiger's sentencing. Then we had to wait and see. So he's not even going to be faced up until August. And I think if he doesn't get anything, if he only gets 2 to 3, he needs to get 2 to 3 years. Otherwise, it's a clear. I mean, it's a 2-tier anyway. Everyone knows that. But I still can't believe it. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. We've got another donation from Ivan. Thank you, Ivan. Says, Labour are the British mafia. Well, mafias are usually quite strong, but Labour aren't strong. They're not fearsome. They're just... I mean, have you seen Keir Starmer punch that punching bag? That guy's never had a street fight in his life. The guy's never had anything. He's never had any danger, that guy, in his life. He ain't a leader. As if our country's leader, I'm not trying to say anyone, but most men watching this can probably throw a punch, Have you seen Keir Starmer boxing? And he's like, It's like, and again, no disrespect to any women watching it, but it's almost like a female Imagine your leader, like the good old days when you have these big leaders that take you into battle and stuff like that. And our leader, some guy was that with a punching bag, punching like this. Yeah, these guys can't be compared to a mafia, Ivan, unfortunately. But they're something to themselves. They're tyrannical, massively. David says, hurty words get you 18 months, but punching the heck out of someone when you are an MP doesn't get you nothing. Not even a sack. Yeah, well, we'll have to see what happens on this. I mean, it'll probably get... I mean, I'm sure Nigel Farage has probably commented on the situation. I'll have a little look now on Twitter to see, or X, to see if Nigel Farage has come out and said anything with regard to it. Because he's usually quite quick, and he's obviously been following this because of the potential by-election. So we'll see what happens and see what he said. Why is my Wi-Fi playing up? Let's have a little look and see what Farage has said. No, he hasn't said anything. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't say anything. Nice. Interesting. Billy Brown said, I've seen a stronger punch at Charles' birthday party. Yeah, I know. As I said, most men, I mean, he says, I'm not judging. Even most females as well could think. But the way he was punching, oh my God, it's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. This is a leader of a country. Strong man, you know, all these kind of things he's supposed to be. Or a strong woman for that matter. But, a leader of the country of how it was. And he kind of throw a punch on his punching bag. If you haven't seen it, you need to Google it. Just put Starmer boxing bag. It's an absolute joke. Mafia can prevent the court of justice. I can see what the commentator was saying. Oh, exactly. Yeah, maybe I just got it the wrong way. Of course, in that way, yeah, preventing the court of justice for sure. Yeah, they do that. They definitely do that. I just sometimes think of mafias as quite strong, you know, like those kind of things. But yeah, we can look at it both ways. Nigel is probably busy. He's got a conference tonight. To be fair, he just replied to Robert Jenrick's Chagos deal video that he did. Speaking of that, Robert Jenrick, by the way, I like him as a leader, actually. I did, as I said, I think the Tories made a real wrong decision with bringing Kemi Badenoch in. I like Kemi Badenoch, actually. I think she's pretty good, but I do think Robert Jenrick would have been a lot better for the Tories, actually. And to be fair, it's probably a big boost to reform that Robert Jenrick wasn't the leader. I'm quite swayed to Robert Jenrick, actually. I like the stuff that he's saying recently, which might ruffle a few feathers here in the chat, guys, because he's a conservative. But I do like the way that he's going about things, and I think he would be an absolute fantastic leader, and potentially a really good addition to reform if they could ever make that happen. Sorry, getting a little bit sidetracked. But yeah, disgraced Mike Amesbury is the headlines, guys, with regard to today. His prison sentence has been suspended and will no longer be spending any time behind bars. You can't make this up in two-tier Britain. Well, you can. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hit the like and the subscribe button. Let's continue the conversation down in the comment section below. I have been Dan. This has been British Stand, and I'll see you all later. Take care.